Saying goodbye to summer. Oh, let me tell you, it's not easy. And while everyone's trying to soak up that last bit of sunshine today, you may want to get on the road a lot sooner rather than later, when things are about to get a lot messier, thanks to Mother Nature.
And despite the rising gas prices and airfares, experts are predicting that we will hit pre-pandemic travel numbers for this weekend. One of those experts is joining us this morning, Mr. Robert Sinclair from AAA Northeast. Robert, thanks so much for being with us on this Labor Day Monday. Great to see you.
Thank you for having me. Always good to be with you.
Yes, and we love talking about gas prices going down, right? Gas prices fell below $4, which prompted a lot of people to hit the road this weekend. So how many motorists are we talking about that are predicted to travel this holiday?
Well, we are anticipating that the numbers are going to rival Memorial Day and July 4th. We didn't do travel projections for Labor Day. Have you seen the price of doing the surveys? Very expensive, so we're saving it for Thanksgiving. But what happened with Memorial Day, we had 35 million travel by car and 39 million total. And July 4th, 42 million drove and 47.9 million total. So we're figuring someplace between 35 and 40 million. More than 40 million will drive, especially given that it's the last hurrah of the summer and people really want to get out and have a good time. And gasoline is cheaper, so it makes a big difference.
Yeah, but with inflation, where most people kind of winding it back a little bit because it's so expensive to get on the road, gas still not cheap.
Yeah, well, yes, it's cheaper, but not cheap. And in fact, I think back to a survey we did in March of 2018 during a much better economy. And 40% of drivers said $3 a gallon was the pain point for the price of gasoline, that they'd have to drive less, that they would not eat out or eat out less or put off making a major purchase like a big appliance. So it's cheaper, but it's not cheap. And it's still a problem for a lot of drivers to be able to afford these gasoline prices. I think that's why in the last couple of weeks or so, we're seeing gasoline demand is actually 10% lower than the same time last year, when gasoline was $3.10, $3.18.
People keeping it close.
Yes, and Robert, we know the beaches are a popular Labor Day getaway, but where else are people traveling?
Well, the parks are very popular. Theme parks, state parks, national parks are really seeing a boom. And according to our travel department, we're seeing the top domestic destinations are Seattle, Orlando, that relates to the theme parks, Las Vegas, Denver, and Boston. And international travel is up a lot. A lot of people are taking flights, especially since back in June, I believe it was, when the CDC did not require a negative COVID test to come back into the country. So people are going overseas to Vancouver, London, Dublin, Rome, and Paris, top 5 destinations. And domestically, in the top 10, New York City is number 7. So if you're seeing a lot of people, a lot of cars in our area, that's the reason.
But did the airlines get their act together, though, this weekend?
They're better. They've gotten better by canceling a lot of flights, especially regional flights that didn't get a lot of people in the first place. So with fewer flights, there are less cancellations, but we're still seeing those problems. And so we recommend that people, have the app for their airline on their phone in case they get canceled. They can be notified in real time, that they not use checked baggage. If there's a carry-on and something happens to their flight, it's easier to catch another flight. And catching that first flight out in the morning makes a big difference.
Right. Robert, we can assume most people did their partying over the weekend, and now this Labor Day Monday, they're heading back home. So what are the peak travel times folks should avoid?
Well, after 5 or 6 p.m. today is going to be the peak travel time. And we've seen trips that normally take 4 hours take 8 or 9 hours, especially if you leave later on in the evening. And given what Byron has been saying about the weather that's coming, it's probably better to get a good start to avoid these heavy rains that are coming. It could be a dangerous situation, but to avoid the crowds, get on the road as early as possible. My mother used to say fishing company go bad after 3 days. So it's been 3 days. Get on the road, get home, stop being a pain.
So you're actually predicting, AAA's predicting that there's going to be a lot of cars broken down on the side of the road. Why are you predicting that?
Well, based on last year, we saw 455,000 breakdowns that we had to respond to from AAA members last year, from Monday to Monday of the holiday. So we're anticipating even more, about 10% more. And 120,000 of those were for battery problems. Either we had to jump start you or replace your battery. 64,000 were for flat tires, and 5,000 were lockouts. And we had to tow nearly 250,000 vehicles that had some problem with the oil system, the cooling system, or the transmission. And really, the average vehicle these days is 12 years old.
Right.
And we did a survey back in 2018, and again, 40% of people said they did not have $1,000 for an emergency vehicle repair. And I think a lot of people, because of the bad economy, are putting off routine maintenance, and that's why we're seeing so many breakdowns. And a breakdown is more than just an inconvenience. Certainly it is that, especially in the midst of a holiday with a lot of traffic. But unfortunately, a lot of people that are broken down by the side of the road, they're getting out of their vehicles and they're being struck and injured and killed.
Oh, geez.
And a tow truck driver is killed every 2 weeks in this country, assisting someone who's broken down. So we're really stressing doing preventive maintenance so they do not wind up in that situation. It's not only inconvenient, it can be very, very dangerous too.
Check that oil, check that tire tread before that travel. Thank you so much, Robert Sinclair with AAA Northeast. Always a pleasure. Have a fantastic holiday.
Thank you. You do the same. Thank you very much for having me. Be safe. Don't drink and drive. Wear the seatbelts.
All right. Thanks, Robert.